Good morning. Welcome to DSS online classes. Children, today we will practice the remaining part of the geography chapter 2nd, land, water, soil, natural vegetation and wildlife resources, and understand the meaning of some difficult words. So children, let's start with water. Water is a vital renewable natural resource. 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with water. It is therefore appropriately called the water planet. It was in the primitive oceans that life began almost 3.5 billion years back. Even today, the oceans cover 2/3 of the Earth's surface and support a rich variety of plant and animal. The ocean water is, however, saline. Here, saline word is a hard word. Saline means salted or khara. Not fit for human consumption. Fresh water accounts for only about 2.7%. Nearly 70% of this occurs as ice sheets and glaciers in Antarctica, Greenland, and mountain regions. Due to their location, they are inaccessible. Here, inaccessible word is a hard word. Inaccessible. Here inaccessible means impossible to reach, जहाँ पहुँचा ना जा सके. दुर्गम जगहों को कहा जाता है inaccessible. And here is one word again, consumption. Consumption means using up, जिसको हम यूज़ करते हैं, जिसको हम सेवन करते हैं. So only 1% of fresh water is available and fit for human use. It is found as groundwater, as surface water in rivers and lakes, and as water vapor in the atmosphere. Fresh water is therefore the most precious substance on earth. Water can neither be added nor be subtracted from the earth. Its total volume remains constant. Its abundance only seen Its abundance only seems to vary because it is in constant motion, cycling through the oceans, the air, the land, and back again through the process of evaporation, precipitation, and runoff. Here, the runoff word is a hard word. Runoff means race or the draining away of water. This, as you already know, is referred to as the water cycle. अपने लास्ट क्लास में वाटर साइकिल पढ़ा है, तो यहाँ पे इसे हम वाटर साइकिल के नाम से जानते हैं. Humans use huge amount of water not only for drinking and washing but also in the process of production. Water for agriculture, industries, generating electricity through reservoirs of dams are the other uses. Increasing population, rising demand for food and cash crops, increasing urbanization and rising standards of living are the major factors leading to shortages in supply of fresh water, either due to drying up of water sources or water pollution. Our next topic is problems of water availability. There is a scarcity of water in many regions of the world. Most of Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, parts of South America, and entire Australia are facing shortages in fresh water supply. Countries located in climatic zones most susceptible word हमने लास्ट टॉपिक में पढ़ा है, to drought face great problems of water scarcity. Thus, water shortages may be consequences of variation in seasonal or annual precipitation, or scarcity is caused by overexploitation and contamination of water sources. Here word scarcity is a hard word. Scarcity means होता है कमी हो जाना, किसी चीज़ की कमी हो जाना. और नेक्स्ट जो है यहाँ पे आप देखिए, ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन मीन्स बहुत ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा किसी चीज़ का दोहन होना. कंटामिनेशन किसी वाटर का जो है कंटामिनेट हो जाना, पोल्यूटेड हो जाना। Next topic is conservation of water resources. Access to clean and adequate water sources is a major problem facing the world today. Steps have to be taken to conserve this drilling resource. Here is a one drilling word. Drilling means amount, size और मात्रा, हमारे पास कितनी मात्रा में ये रिसोर्स है। Even though water is a renewable resource, its overuse and pollution make it unfit for use. Discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage, partially, here is a partially, I think partially is a hard word for you, only in part, कुछ जगहों में agriculture chemicals and industrial effluents in water bodies are major contaminants. They pollute water with nitrate, metals and pesticides. Most of these chemicals are non-biodegradable and reach human bodies through water. Water pollution can be controlled by treating these effluents suitably before releasing them in water bodies. Forest and other vegetation covered slow the surface runoff and replenish underground water. Water harvesting is another method to save surface runoff. The canals used for irrigating fields should be properly lined to minimize losses by water seepage. Sprinkles effectively irrigate the areas by checking water losses through seepage and evaporation. In drying regions with high rates of evaporation, drip or trickle irrigation is very useful. The valuable water resources can therefore be covered by adopting these means of irrigation. Our next topic is natural vegetation and wildlife. Some school children were visiting an exhibition on handicrafts. The articles in the exhibition were collected from different parts of the country. Mona picked up a bag and exclaimed, "This is a beautiful handbag." "Yes, it is made for jute," the teacher said. "Do you see those baskets, lampshades and chairs? Those are made up of canes and bamboos. In the eastern and northeastern humid regions of India, bamboo grow in plenty." Jessie was excited to see a silk scarf. See, this beautiful scarf. The teacher explained that silk is obtained from silkworms that are bred on mulberry trees. The children understood that plants provide us with many different products that we use in our day-to-day life. Natural vegetation and wildlife exist only in the narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere that we call biosphere. In the biosphere, living beings are interrelated and interdependent on each other for survival. This life-supporting system is known as the ecosystem. Vegetation and wildlife are valuable resources. Plants provide us with timber, give shelter to animals, produce oxygen we breathe, protect soils. So, essential for growing crops, act as shelter belts, help in shortage of underground water, give us fruits, nuts, latex, turpentine, oil, gum, medicinal plants, and also the paper that is so essential for your studies. There are innumerable uses of plants and you can add some more. Innumerable, here is an innumerable word. Innumerable, too many to be counted, जिसे हम बहुत सारा कह सकते हैं, ढेर सारा. Uses of plants, and you can add some more. Wildlife includes animals, birds, insects as well as the aquatic life forms. They provide us milk, meat, hides and foods. Insects like bees provide us honey, help in pollination of flowers and have an important role to play as decomposers in the ecosystem. The bird feed on nests and act as decomposers as well. Vulture, due to its ability to feed on dead livestock, is a scavenger and considered a vital cleanser of the environment. So animals, big or small, all are integral to maintaining balance in the ecosystem. Our next topic is distribution of natural vegetation. The growth of vegetation depends primarily on temperature and moisture. The major vegetation types of the world are grouped as forests, grasslands, scrubs and tundra. In areas of heavy rainfall, huge trees may thrive. The forests are thus associated with areas having abundant water supply. As the amount of moisture decreases, the size of trees and their density reduces. Short, stunted areas and grasses grow in the regions of moderate rainfall, forming the grasslands of the world. Thorny shrubs and scrubs grow in dry areas of low rainfall. In such areas, plants have deep roots and leaves with thorny and waxy surface reduce loss of moisture through transpiration. Tundra vegetation of cold polar regions comprise of mosses and lichens. Today, there are many more people in the world than there were 2 centuries back. To feed the growing numbers, large areas of forest have been cleared to grow crops. Forest covered all over the world is vanishing rapidly. There is an urgent need to conserve the valuable resources. Our next topic is conservation of natural vegetation and wildlife. Forests are our wealth. Plants give shelter to the animals and together they maintain the ecosystem. Changes of climate and human interference can cause the loss of natural habitats for the plants and animals. Many species have become vulnerable or endangered, and some are on the verge of extinction. Deforestation, soil erosion, constructional activities, forest fire, tsunami and landslides are some of the human and natural factors which accelerate the process of extinction of these resources. One of the major concerns is the poaching, which results in the sharp decline in the number of particular species. The animals are poached for collection and illegal trade of hides, skins, nails, teeth, horns as well as feather. Some of these animals are tiger, lion, elephant, deer, black buck, crocodile, rhinoceros, snow leopard, ostrich and peacock. These can be conserved by increasing awareness. National parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves are made to protect our natural vegetations and wildlife. Conservation of creeks, lakes and wetlands is necessary to save the precious resources from depletion. There is a balance in the environment if the relative number of species is not disturbed. Human activities in several parts of the world have disturbed the natural habitats in many species. Due to indiscriminate killings, several birds and animals have either become extinct or are on the verge of extinction. Awareness programs like social forestry and Van Mahotsav should be encouraged at the regional and community level. School children should be encouraged to bird watch and visit nature camps so that they appreciate the habitat of varied species. Many countries have passed laws against the trade as well as killing of birds and animals. In India, killing lions, tigers, deers, great Indian bustards and peacocks is illegal. An international convention of CITES has been established that lists several species of animals and birds in which trade is prohibited. Conservation of plants and animals is an ethical duty of every citizen.